The Human Rights Office is hunting President Samia Suluhu Hassan, the first female president of Tanzania, who is accused of brutally ending the lives of innocent Tanzanians protesting against the October 29th Tanzanian general elections. The United Nations published an extensive report highlighting the atrocities committed by the illegitimate president, as said by the former president of Botswana, Ian Khama.
It is totally unacceptable when an African leader, in order to stay in power, will resort to killing his or her own people. In order to stay in power, will rig an election as if they are God's gift to their country. When you have a country with millions of people, for any leader to think they are the only ones who can be presidents is pathetic. And therefore, and my apology to those who may come from Tanzania, but I'm mentioning this because they are your neighbor, that the recent election and what transpired, the killings around that election, I for one do not recognize the person who was inaugurated as the president. She is an illegitimate president.
The UN called for immediate investigations into the, I quote, killings and other violations committed in the context of the 29th October elections in Tanzania, as reports emerged that bodies may have been taken by security forces to undisclosed locations. Another shocking detail included in the report is, and I quote, there are also disturbing reports that security forces have been removing bodies from the streets and hospitals and taking them to undisclosed locations in an apparent attempt to conceal evidence. The reports of bodies being hidden by Tanzanian authorities started making rounds on social media on the night of October 29th. Before the elections, President Samia Suluhu was seen saying that the Tanzanian government was well prepared of whatever might come.
Ninayezungumza hapa ni amiri jeshi mkuu wa nchi hii. Nataka kuambia wasithubutu. Kibati tu kikipasuka, sisi tuko nao. Tumejipanga vizuri. Tumejipanga vizuri. Tokeni, kapigeni kura, rudini nyumbani mkapumzike. Hakuna hofu, hakuna kuogopa. Tokeni mkapige kura. Tokeni mkapige kura tarehe 29.
There are footage of officials and leaders warning the public of daring to protest during the election day. One of the most circulated remarks of President Samia are hakuna nywenywenywe, which is directly translated into there will be no back and forth.
Ni watoe hofu kwamba tarehe zile za kupiga kura hakutakuwa na vurugu yoyote. Tokeni kwa wingi, kapigeni kura. Vyombo vya ulinzi na usalama vimejipanga vyema kuilinda nchi hii. Na mimi ndio amiri jeshi mkuu nayesema hapa. Tumejipanga vyema kuilinda nchi hii. Kwa hiyo hakutakuwa na nywinywi wala nywinywinywi.
The second remark was tumejipanga, which is directly translated into we are well prepared.
Vyombo vya ulinzi na usalama vimejipanga vyema kuilinda nchi hii. Tumejipanga vyema kuilinda nchi hii.
In just 5 days after the deadly controversial elections of Samia Suluhu, it is alleged that the Tanzanian government and security authorities went on a rampage.
Kama Somalia kumalama, kama Somalia. Kama Somalia.
And as a result, the Tanzanian government is now being accused by Human Rights Watch of ending the lives of at least 3,000 people, which included majority Tanzanians and Kenyans living and working in Tanzania.
Another Kenyan family is mourning the death of their kin in the just concluded tumultuous presidential election. The family of the late Albert Kamala identified his body at a local mortuary after searching for him for 10 days.
Confirmed that a Kenyan national was shot and killed during the recent post-election unrest in Tanzania. Interior Principal Secretary Raymond Omolo, however, says that the government is taking all necessary steps to investigate the circumstances surrounding the death of 33-year-old John Okoth Ogutu, a Kenyan teacher who had been living and working in Tanzania.
What's even more shocking is that social media users from Tanzania and Tanzanians living abroad have accused President Samia Suluhu's government of annihilating at least 23,000 people. These reports are not confirmed, but as the days go, more families are coming out demanding for their loved ones after a good number of them vanished after the 29th of October Tanzanian general elections. It is due to these increased numbers of missing persons and the footage of massacre of Tanzanian protesters flooding social media pages that has prompted the United Nations Human Rights Office to call for the investigations of the atrocities committed in Tanzania by the Tanzanian government. One of the saddest incidents currently going around is that of a Tanzanian family who have resorted to burying the clothes of their loved ones after the search for their kin was met with crickets and eerie silence. A footage is going round of a CCM leader warning Tanzanians of abusing leaders on social media. And the leader warned, if your loved one disappears, kindly do not look after him or her.
Kama kuna mtu anadhani anao uhuru wa kukaa mtandaoni na kisimu chake, anashinda asubuhi kutwa nzima anatukana viongozi, jeshi la polisi, hawa tukiwapoteza msiwatafute hawa. Piga makofi kwa sisi.
A Kenyan living and working in Tanzania was allegedly shot dead after he was from a tuition class when the deadly protest broke out during the election day, that is 29th of October.
Last time confirmed that a Kenyan national was shot and killed during the recent post-election unrest in Tanzania.
A Kenyan by the name John Ogutu was shot dead on 29th October at around 7 p.m. in Goba Center, Ubungo district in Dar es Salaam. He was a teacher at Sky Schools High, Rabson. His body has not been traced to date.
Eyewitnesses, according to the family, says that he was tutoring a Tanzanian student on October 29th, and after the chaos ensued, he decided to go back home, only for him to meet his untimely demise, allegedly on the hands of the rogue Tanzanian security forces.
We got the news through his friend, who witnessed him getting shot. They were both heading home at the time. That's when he shared the news. He had not gone there as a protester. He lived and tutored there for 10 years.
Another instance of a Kenyan falling victim to the brutality of Samia Suluhu's government is that of a Kenyan lawyer after being allegedly arrested by Tanzanian authorities after Samia Suluhu profiled Kenyans as being behind the protests.
There is no water in the cell. The toilets are stinking. You step on the floor and it's sticky. Ni kama uji, ni kama unakanyaga uji. That is where you're supposed to sleep. There are bed bugs. You can literally see bed bugs.
The events in Tanzania seemed like they were targeted against civilians. A video is circulating online of a Tanzanian pointing out that the security forces of Tanzania directly targeted civilians in public transportation by shooting at the windshield of a bus and into the body of the bus in an attempt to inflict maximum injury, which in many cases have ended up in government brutality never witnessed in Tanzania and East Africa.
Oye, mwanangu soma siara. Chuma hichi hapa kimepita hapa. Wauni wameona hapa, afi mtu amepiga hapa. Imetoka upande wa pili, hawauni wanaua kweli. Wazee, take care.
And as we close this, Tanzanians, including women, have risked their lives and shown unshakable nature by heavily condemning Suluhu amidst the crackdown of people who were protesting and are currently being charged with treason. One of the unshakable natures of Tanzania has been demonstrated by women chanting anti-Samia Suluhu's governance with the chorus Hakuna muuaji kama Samia, which is directly translated into there is no murderer like Samia Suluhu, the president of Tanzania. Other parts of the song says that we have wandered all around the world, but we haven't seen anyone with murderous skills as Samia. Do you think that Tanzanians will see justice? Let me know about your thoughts in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe.